There's nothing more thrilling than watching our favorite superheroes save the day in a Hollywood blockbuster. And many of us probably wish that we too had superpowers. But would you believe that there are animals alive today who have literal superpowers? Well, you'd better believe it, because today we're taking a look at a tiny creature that's faster than a speeding bullet, a true immortal, and a creature that can grow a new brain if the need arises. Hold on tight, subscribe to the channel, and let's take a closer look at the 10 animals with real superpowers. Number 10. Jesus bugs. In the grand span of human existence, it was quite recently, about 2,000 years or so, that we have come to associate walking on water with the abilities of popular deities. But surprisingly enough, you can see a living creature walk on water whenever you want. That's right, numerous common water striders are capable of this feat. But unlike the famous Jesus Christ lizard or green basilisk, they don't rely simply on high speeds to make it across. In fact, water striders don't simply walk on water, but can stand entirely still on it while grooming themselves or just surveying the environment. This incredible ability is far from a supernatural miracle though, and is actually the result of their body and legs being covered in microscopic water-repellent hairs that allow them to glide on the surface of the water as if it were ice. While doing so, they are able to achieve pretty good speed, and they're also capable hunters. Using their unique gliding abilities, they hunt and capture small insects who aren't quite so well equipped for the water. Number 9. Hypnotic cuttlefish. The cuttlefish is about anything but cuddly. Despite being classified as a cephalopod, the cuttlefish has an amazing ability not seen in octopus or squid. When it wants to, it can put on a stunning light show. The incredible light display is the result of chromatosphere cells, special cells under the cuttlefish's skin. These cells allow the cuttlefish to put on a stunning light display anytime it wants. But why? Besides looking super cool, this ability has a much deadlier purpose: the rapidly changing light display. Because the display is so unique and notable, different from other bioluminescent creatures, the display is captivating to small fish and crustaceans. While the smaller creatures are busy being hypnotized by the lights, the cuttlefish has ample opportunity to snatch them up with their tentacle. Every time the cuttlefish activates the shimmering lure, it is basically ordering dinner. And sure enough, in 30 minutes or less, it's delivered hot and fresh. Before we go on, like this video, pop the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell right now, or the ghost in your closet will manifest itself tonight. Number 8. Naked Mole Rat. If you first heard of the naked mole rat as a character on Kim Possible, you're probably not alone. But while they may not make the best sidekick for a teenage super spy, they have some absolutely super abilities. The naked mole rat's lifestyle is actually more akin to an ant than a mole or a rat. This burrowing rodent is native to East Africa and lives in a system of burrows similar to insect hives that revolve around a queen. Because they spend their entire lives burrowing through dry, hard ground, they have developed defenses against the harsh conditions, most notably a super sugar excretion. As it turns out, this excretion has also rendered them incapable of developing cancer. While this is truly a superpower, there are another handful of animals who have been proven to be immune to carcinogens. Believe it or not, they're alligators and crocodiles. As scientists continue to study both these creatures, they may very well prove to hold life-saving answers for millions of people around the world. Number 7. Electric Feels. Despite its name, the electric eel actually isn't an eel at all, but more closely related to catfish. Unlike catfish or even other eels for that matter, they have special organs located on their sides that are capable of emitting 1400 volts. Considering the output of the outlets in the average home are around 240 volts, it's easy to see how this swimming generator can have catastrophic consequences for any predator unlucky enough to cross paths with it. This seemingly supernatural organ occupies a shocking 4/5 of their length, and it is under the total control of the eel. In other words, an accidental discharge is virtually impossible. While the incredible jolt of 1400 volts serves as a definitive deterrent to potential predators, including crocodiles, it also allows the eel to catch its own prey with relatively little effort, especially considering its diet mostly consists of small fish. Number 6. Feathery Conman. The lyrebird is a unique creature with an incredibly complex larynx, But that doesn't mean this bird simply makes an assortment of different sounds. In fact, it is an expert mimic. The lyrebird uses this ability to replicate numerous sounds. One of the more practical purposes for the superpower is that the bird is able to mimic the cries of its predators' predators in order to scare off potential threats. Furthermore, if it finds a rival bird enjoys a tasty snack of bugs, it can mimic a much larger animal and scare the competition away from its meal, allowing the lyrebird to steal food from numerous other species with little to no physical combat. This incredible bird can be found in Australia, and don't simply mimic animal sounds. In fact, those living close to human manufacturing facilities have been known to almost identically mimic sounds such as a mill whistle, saws, car engine and car alarms, fire alarms, rifle shots, camera shutters, dogs barking, crying babies, music, mobile phone ringtones, and even the human voice. Number 5. Thanks-a-lotl. Chances are you've at least heard of this adorable creature before. The axolotl has been a cuteness mainstay on the internet for several years, and you may be surprised to learn that they aren't so much an animal themselves, but rather the larvae of a mole salamander. But just what superpower does this tiny, smiling salamander possess? While many lizards possess the ability to regenerate body parts, it often sounds more impressive than it is, with regeneration taking months or even years. However, in the case of an axolotl, it is capable of accomplishing this task alarmingly fast. In fact, faster than any other creature known to science. The axolotl can regenerate even major organs in just 1 month. This even extends to sections of the brain. Number 4. Mantis shrimp. While the mantis shrimp rarely exceeds 6 inches, it sacrifices nothing for its size, and it has a club claw capable of shattering 2.5-inch glass. The mantis shrimp is capable of striking with a force of 15,000 newtons. Its claw strikes its victim with the force of a .22 caliber bullet. Despite its incredible striking power, that isn't even their most astonishing superpower. In fact, the mantis shrimp has eyes unlike any in the animal kingdom. Their eyes are especially equipped with 16 color receptors as opposed to the 3 present in humans. Despite this, they don't have a huge advantage in terms of seeing color, but rather light. The mantis shrimp is capable of seeing polarization in light, something humans cannot decipher. Basically, this means that they can see not just light, but light waves that are invisible to humans without the use of special technology. Number 3. Water bear. One quality we often associate with superheroes is the ability to be impervious to a great deal of physical abuse. Well, this next entry has that down to an art. Most creatures that are invisible or almost invisible to the naked eye are single-celled organisms, but the water bear or tardigrade is just 1.5 millimeters long and is among the world's smallest microanimals. As a microanimal, the water bear is a multicellular organism much like you and me. But unlike you and I, they are almost impervious to damage. No, really. Among the various things scientists have done to the water bear, they have been heated to 150 degrees Celsius, frozen at -200 degrees Celsius, frozen for 10 years, and even sent to space. And if you think this was cruel and unusual treatment, consider this. The tardigrade has been found at the bottom of the ocean, in active volcanoes, and even in moss. The water bear has a lifespan of just 2 years, but they also have the ability to enter a state known as anhydrobiosis. This means that they sacrifice 99% of their water content and all but 0.01% of their metabolic function. Essentially, they just temporarily die. They can do this for upwards of 10 years before coming back to life and continuing on unfazed. Very Captain America of them. Number 2. The immortal jellyfish. Jellyfish possess many abilities that the average human can never dream of, but perhaps the most incredible species of jellyfish is the Turritopsis thornii, otherwise known as the immortal jellyfish, is, well, basically immortal. Unlike the tardigrade, that doesn't mean that it is impervious to injury. Instead, the immortal jellyfish is biologically immortal, meaning that it can revert to a different point in its life cycle at will. This jellyfish uses a talent known as transdifferentiation, allows the jellyfish to take the adult cells in its tissue and recycle it into a brand new cell, allowing it to technically become young again. Because the jellyfish can do this with all their cells, it is theoretically possible for this creature to live forever. However, because they are just 4.5 millimeters across, they are often snatched up by prey at a relatively young age. Number 1. Snap. Also known as the pistol shrimp, this shrimp has an incredible method with which to take down prey. The pistol shrimp is actually much smaller than the mantis shrimp and lacks its incredible eyes. However, it has taken the mantis' striking ability to a whole nother level. While any crustaceans rely on jaws or pinchers to disable its victims, the pistol shrimp uses a literal shockwave. The pistol shrimp has a pincher much like other crustaceans, but it closes so fast that it is as close to supernatural as anything on Earth could be. So just how fast do they clamp their pincers? So fast and so powerfully that it reaches the limits of physics, producing a bright light and emitting a shockwave of water traveling so fast that it can reach temperatures of nearly 5,000 degrees Celsius. You heard that right, 5,000. The water jet reaches a speed of about 68 miles per hour and is so strong that it can not only stun most fish, but can even shatter a glass jar. I sure wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. That's all for 10 animals with real superpowers. Which one was your favorite? Can you think of a more extreme events? Let us know in the comments.